Fear doesn't always start with something that happened to you. Sometimes it starts with something you absorbed before you even knew what fear was. Let me explain with a short personal story. My grandmother lived in constant fear. She believed someone was watching her, listening to her, trying to poison her. I don't know if she was ever formally diagnosed or treated, but the signs were there. As a teenager, she'd have me bike over to her apartment to help her work on something. One day, that something was to cover the bathroom vent fan with plaster. When I got to her apartment, she whispered that someone was climbing onto the roof and spraying chemicals through the vent, chemicals that made her sick. And whenever she left her apartment, every item in the refrigerator would get wrapped in plastic trash bags and taped shut. That way she would know if anyone had tampered with her food while she was away. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not here to diagnose my grandmother. Her story isn't about labels. It's about what fear can grow into if it's left unresolved for decades. Years before, when I was around 10, she'd take me with her to the mall on Saturdays. I always enjoyed going because we'd stop for ice cream at the Woolworth's lunch counter. But right before leaving the house or getting on the bus, she'd hand me a dime and say, "If anything happens, call the police." Years later, I was talking to a friend and I mentioned that I don't particularly care for large crowds. And then later, out of nowhere, I remembered that dime at the bus stop. Then after that, I realized something deeper. That dime didn't protect me from danger, but it quietly taught me how to be alert. And that's how these subconscious patterns work. Small moments can echo forward in ways we don't always notice. That's how fear can be passed down, quietly, subtly, without explanation. Fear often comes from trauma, not just big, obvious trauma, but unresolved emotional experiences that distort how safety and danger are perceived. In the case of my grandma, there were stories from her younger years, during the Roaring '20s, that she may have witnessed something pretty traumatic. And whether those stories were accurate or not, the fear stayed. In extreme cases, fear can become so ingrained that it no longer feels like fear, it feels like reality, especially to the person living inside it. As children, we learn by mirroring. We watch how adults react, we listen to what they say about the world and about us. And by around age 7 or so, the subconscious mind is largely formed and beginning to quietly run internal programming and lead our adult behavior going forward. Not logically, not accurately, but efficiently, using whatever information it was given early on. That information becomes a reference point for everything that follows: the good, the bad, and the limiting. The subconscious mind runs most of the show. It processes information far faster than conscious thought and consistently references past emotional experiences to guide present reactions. The problem? It doesn't care whether those past experiences are relevant or outdated. So fear shows up in situations that don't actually warrant it. You don't know why you feel anxious. You just know it's holding you back, and logic alone doesn't fix it. If you want different results in your life, change has to come at the subconscious level. In PSYCH-K, we always start with one simple question: what do you want instead? From there, a trained facilitator guides a process designed to transform the emotional imprint of past experiences. Think of it like updating a program in your life that's been running without you ever realizing it was outdated. You may not understand why your subconscious linked a current situation to an old fear, but through awareness, choice, and alignment, you can train it to respond differently moving forward. Change your beliefs, change your life. If fear, anxiety, or self-doubt are patterns you recognize in your life, I invite you to start with my free program, Living Life with Intention. And if you already know you're ready to go deeper, Shed Your Fears is where we address those patterns at the root. You'll find links to both in the comments below. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care, and God bless.